I just keep thinking there's going to be a face coming in that window behind you, man.
There is. No, this is basically the Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's me walking around naked, middle of the night.
From movies to video games, welcome back to Marie Plays It All. Today's episode is Relatively Geeking, where my brother Rob and I geek out about the good times. Because what we're going to talk about today is Diablo 4 coming out, and we both tried it, you more so than me. Let me just say, I know nothing about the Diablo lore. I have never touched a Diablo game before. It was completely different than what I was assuming it was gonna be. I knew and still pretty much know nothing about it. Never touched it. Never even saw anything about it. Never watched gameplay. Nothing. Rob, you said you played Diablo a little bit when you were younger, or
Yeah, so I remember when Diablo came out, and
okay,
I saw it at Future Shop, I think, on the wall. You see, all the video games on the wall. And at the time when it came out, I didn't want to play it
yeah,
because I'd been playing other games and had a backlog. And I thought the name was stupid. I'm like, oh, Diablo means the devil. I thought it was over the top. We could play the game Satan. I felt like, well, just a hack and slash game, go fight a devil. This did not seem appealing to me.
yeah.
I thought it wouldn't have an interesting storyline. And so, because I was more into like RPGs, not action RPGs. And I wasn't wrong. I mean, basically, you go through a 16 level dungeon and you fight Diablo at the end. I mean, it's not a really rich in story and in like exploration in terms of traveling around the world or anything like that. You basically just go through a 16 level dungeon hack, which is cool. But then I did play it.
Did
A
we
couple
own
years
it?
went by, then I played it. Well, I mean, back in the day when you had software define own, I borrowed it from someone.
Okay, and then did you finish the whole game? Like,
Yeah.
okay, so you stole it from someone.
Well, that did. I mean, it was
Uh,
somehow it was on these blank discs and it loaded and it worked.
since then, did you play any other Diablo game until now when you tried Diablo 4?
Well, yeah, I just finished two. I'm almost finished three, and I just finished Diablo Immortal.
Uh, Okay, I know, but I mean, in all the years of time that because you just got
Legend.
into it.
No, I did not. I did not play Diablo 2 until recently,
Yeah, like very recently.
like a couple months ago.
Yes, and what made you want to play it?
Well, I want to play Diablo 4, so I
Right.
feel like a moral compulsion to go through all the games. You can't be left out. It's like a big case of FOMO. Can't go in there and be like, oh, Lilith Inarius. Like, yeah, I know who those people are. I want to like know who all the characters are on the screen. I want to feel the history of Sanctuary. I want to know what this eternal conflict is. Because I need to be immersed. I need to be in the game. I need to know what's going on, who's who, their motives, their loves, their hates, their experiences.
Okay, and you wanted to know this so deeply that you also did what?
I bought all the books.
This is a span of like 2 months that you became this obsessed with
The book,
Diablo.
well, the books are on, we're on Humble Bundle. You can get all the books, like all the novels for Diablo for $18, but it was missing one of the novels. It was missing the first novel, the first Diablo novel ever written. The novel is so bad, it mysteriously wasn't included in the Humble Bundle for charity. Humble Bundles for charity. You buy bundles of books, software, video games. The book was so bad, I think they didn't put it in there, even though it was for charity.
We can't do this to people.
Whoa, but we could feed more children that way. Forget the children. That book was a plague upon the human race. Like it is awful. But yeah, so I saw Diablo 4. I was reading about Diablo 4 coming out and it looked really good. I love devil vampire, themes. The game looked really cool, and I like to start big games when they come out. So if a
Hmm.
game is coming out, I like to start it at the very beginning and like perfect it. I treat it almost like training, like gaining a skill. It's all right. Diablo 4 is coming out. I'm gonna jump on that, and I'm gonna get really good at it. Now I know I always force you to try new games.
You try to force me. You try to force me. And you know what? I'm the type of person where the more you bug me about something, I'm just like, dude, I'm losing interest fast. Like, I'm just like, okay, I know, I get it. I get it. If I feel like I have to do something, I'm like, no,
But I have to do that because then you wouldn't try it anyway.
I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about us starting Diablo 4. So basically, Rob always tries to get me to play new games online because we've played the games online that we've been playing for years. And Rob's like, we need something new, and this is the only way we can really hang out and like do things with each other because we live in different countries. But I am the type of person where I find video games that I love and I'll play them to the day I die. And I get really overwhelmed fast with new things, and then I feel ashamed of myself for being overwhelmed. So I kind of like don't try because I'm like, "Oh, I'm stupid. I can't figure this out." But then I always can, but it's just like whatever.
Okay, shh. You can take the controller. Tell us how you feel, but we're all loved here. You have the floor.
After months of
Hold the
Rob bugging
controller.
me, yes, of Rob bothering me to get Diablo, I waited till the third beta when it was only out for one more day to finally get it. And played it for like a total of like an hour and a half, and it was gone. You must just want to kill me. You must be so frustrated with me. Like, all he wants to do is hang out with me. He will call me every day, message me every day. I think you should really get Diablo, Marie. This is why. All these paragraphs as to why I should get this game. And then he'd have a sentimental one thrown in there. It's because I really think that like it's for us to hang out, Marie. And he's trying to like work on every aspect of my being to manipulate me to get these games so he can play games with me online, which is kind of sweet, but also
Yeah,
like
I sound like the good guy in this story.
I'm the bad guy. I know. I can admit it. I'm El Diablo. So anyway, I got it. We played for like an hour and a half, and I had feelings about it. And I will say my feelings about it, and then I want to know how Rob
Yeah.
feels about Diablo 4. This is the whole point, man. We want our Diablo 4 beta testing review.
So yeah, this is again the server slam, the last one.
Mm-hmm.
This is fine. It doesn't matter. It's you're like you don't have to play these games for like three betas in a row and give your opinion. This is someone who played the game for an hour and a half. What do you think about it?
I know nothing about the lore. I know nothing about the story. I've never played an isometric RPG game. I don't like video games that have that view, that like over the top. It's like you're playing a board game, but it's a video game. I just don't like that view. I like first person, or maybe like Red Dead. It's like, really close behind you. I just, oh man, it's an unsettling feeling. Anyway, I tried it for my brother on the last day. And I have to say this about it. First of all, the opening scene of this game, I wasn't even playing it on Xbox One X, is that what it is? Or an S or whatever, the new one. And it still looked like I was just like, are these real actors? Like the graphics are so good, and it was so like I wanted a whole movie of it. It was so like intriguing, and I was like, whoa, like I was really into it, and it looked beautiful, looked amazing, and it was gross, and the demons looked so cool. So right away I was like, oh damn, this is pretty cool. And then making the characters was okay. I chose to be a druid, and which I could turn into a werewolf or a werebear, and you had like certain elemental powers. I didn't like that you couldn't customize it.
Yes, the worst class in the game, the druid. Yeah, she was doing 10 damage at level 20. It was incredible.
I didn't play for long enough to get to level 20. So you know what? Yeah, but I didn't like how it's like you can't, usually in video games, you can really make the face different or you can make the body different. And I was like, I wanted to change her a little bit. Like I just wanted to like, um, so what I found with the actual gameplay to me, very repetitive. I mean, the cutscenes were all beautiful and I liked them. And the gameplay was fun. Like you're just going in and just like killing things a lot. And the story, I think probably like I really wanted to listen to more of the story, but we were in like a party chat, so I couldn't really like listen to the story. And when I play video games that have like any bit of a story, I need to focus on the story. That's why I like to play by myself in like single player games more often than online story based games. But I found it to be like a little repetitive, but I actually liked it more than I thought I was going to the point where I thought, maybe I could buy it. I don't want to spend $80 on it or whatever it's going to be, but I think I'd play it more. I would want to play it more and actually want to know more of the story because it looks like it'd be cool.
I mean, it depends on what you like. The sort of repetitive nature of it is, you know, part of the gameplay. You
Mhm.
know, killing mobs, you're killing the next mob, then the next mob, then the
Yeah.
boss. Go to another
Yeah.
dungeon, mob, boss. It's also like video games. Go to A, to B, kill. Go to C, get item. Go back to A, thank you for item. Continue. You have to start getting a taste for the loot system. So you
Oh,
you then have a goal. I'm killing these mobs, or I'm going to clear this dungeon because I know this armor I like drops here, or
okay.
something like that. You begin to farm for items, and that's when it becomes
Okay.
exciting. Where you're farming for an item or doing a raid, and it's like you keep doing this with a goal in mind. The goal being, getting this piece of armor to complete your set or something like that. And the goal of that is to constantly improve your character to see how
Right.
powerful you can make them. Farming for items and looking for that drop is an aspect of the game you need to experience to see the purpose of, why you're fighting all these mobs in a repetitive way. The fun part is, hunting for it and the
Right.
gambling.
Yes, it's because it's just by chance. Like, will I get it this time or will I?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not something in video games that I have ever really cared too much about. I mean, I can see how it would be a little like addictive and like having that goal would be like fun and enticing. I can see that. But I think that's why I just never even considered trying this game. I thought it was going to be like a friggin' first person view, like Doom type thing. That's what I thought Diablo was in my mind my whole life. And then when you show me screenshots of it, I'm like, that's what Diablo is? What? So, but it was like fun, but I need more than just I want this item. But like, why do I want this item? Just to complete my set? Or like, what does that mean though? Like, it's always for me, it's like the goal and the story of it. That's what matters more. So I'm just like, I don't care about the stuff. And this again here is kind of like you and me playing Red Dead with your character with its 90,000 outfits. And I have one outfit because my story is that I'm that witch. And I'm like, I'm keeping it that. I'm dedicated to that. And you're like, I'm gonna go change my outfit. Hang on.
Yeah, I know. And then after I changed my outfit, I would then change the outfit in the game.
Yeah, yes.
And that's why I kept, after 5 minutes, new outfit time, and then I'd disappear.
Where's Rob? He came back. He's like, "Oh, I got my red suspenders and then but my green pants, but I don't think it goes, so I'm just gonna go and change again." I guess, does this
Yeah.
go? Come look at me. Does this
Yeah.
go? Am I matching? Do you like this?
How are my frills doing? Are they sufficiently poofy?
I wish I was joking that you're don't do that well in the game. Marie, come look at my character. Oh, Marie, look at my. Does she look good? Does she look okay? She look cool? I'm like, I don't care.
It's because you design amazing characters without any effort. You're artistically talented in a way that I'm not. I mean, I have all the other talents except this one. So
It's something.
You are the best photographer in these video games. It's like, oh, look, a sunset. And you take a picture of it and it's perfectly composed. The lighting's perfect. I take a picture of a sunset. It's like, wah, wah. It's like, it's the moon. Look at the sunset. It's like the complete wrong thing. You got to show some pictures right now.
Of the pictures I've taken in video games?
Yeah,
Okay.
follow them. Throw them up.
I will. I mean, I put some of them in our our favorite video game
Uh-huh.
worlds ones, but I will.
Yeah.
I'll put up some of my pictures. Here they are, the pictures I've taken in video games. I love taking pictures in real life, and obviously if I'm walking in the game, I'll see something, I'm like, wait. And I'll have to get the picture because I can just like see it. Yeah. So I got like that talent, and then Rob got all the brains, and Rob got everything else. And then God was like, well, let's give her a little something. Taking good pictures in video games and designing characters in video games that won't matter at all in life. Let's just give it to her. Give her something.
Your artistic ability is incredible. And I would get jealous. Like you'd be like, I made a witch. I'm like, that looks amazing. Why didn't I think of a witch? So then to make my witch, I have to like study it, figure out the like harmony of colors, figure out like measure. Does it fit here? How is that? How's my waist? Because I gotta compete with you. You're like this. Oh, here's an amazing character. And I'm just like, I gotta step it up. So then I spend all this time and get all these outfits. Back to Diablo.
Yes.
The character creation in Diablo 4 is awful. It is complete garbage. The developers gave like a town hall meeting recently. And one of the refrains about Diablo 4 is how you can customize it such that you can play the way you want to play. It's unique to
Mm,
you. Every individual can make their own character the way they want, and it'll be viable. And so they
mhm,
keep talking about how it's so customizable and unique. They even mentioned how the character looks, different
mhm.
hairstyles and all that. It's all crap. It's like 12 different hairstyles.
Yeah.
The body types are the same
Yeah.
for the class. Can't change that. They look goofy. Most of the setups you can do look really goofy. And yeah, it's just not good. Diablo Immortal, a mobile game, the character customization is way more in depth. You know why you can't customize your character deeply in Diablo 4? It's
Why?
because all the hairstyles and all the new cool stuff is all going to be in the shop.
Yes.
Hairstyle pack, you know, 50 new hairstyles for 99.99. Like that is why that content's held back for the battle pass and the shop.
Oh, stupid battle passes.
Because
Stupid.
their battle pass is in effect just for cosmetics. There might be some XP boosts, but
Okay.
it's not pay to win like Diablo Immortal, where you have to pay money to like beat the game. That game is pay to win. Diablo 4 is, I don't think it's going to be pay to win. Some people think it's going to be pay to win. And so in effect, you have to buy the battle pass to get good items and things to make your character better to actually play the end game. So what they said is it's just going to be cosmetics.
Yeah. Pay to be hot, just like in real life.
And because I think a lot of the cosmetics for the game they didn't include it in the base game
Mhm.
to
Oh,
customize
yeah.
your character. It's coming out later in
Yeah.
Battle Pass.
Right. Okay. So that's an aspect that you don't like. That's a con for you, right?
That's one of my cons. Character
Okay.
customization is bad.
Okay. What's another con?
I don't actually have a lot.
Okay.
It's a character customization, and it does get a little bit repetitive. I think the third thing, but I played longer than you, was class balance. It's not really a surprise. I thought the Necromancer was nerfed too much, and it looks like the Blizzard's going to reverse the nerf,
Oh,
um,
okay.
which I think they should. Sort of a bit repetitive, but then that's the purpose of the game. Is
Yeah.
to,
Okay.
I mean, is in effect you're going out fighting mobs to get good
Hmm.
loot
Yeah.
for your character. The side quest system is pretty lame. It's typical fetch quests or kill a bunch of enemies.
Okay. And what do you get? if you do a side quest, what do they give you? Do they give you like armor? What do they give you?
You get gold, you get
Okay.
gold, you get items, experience.
Hmm.
You get packs with ingredients sometimes.
Okay.
So you can get crafting materials as well.
Right.
But this goes back to your first point, and a lot of it comes down to this for you and me, which is we need to feel immersion.
I was as you were talking about the gold and everything in my head, I'm like, do you shop in this game? Do you craft things in this game? Because I feel like the above view is like you're an observer of the game and it's not you doing it. It is you doing it, but I don't you don't feel like you are part of it, even though you're in control. It's not close enough for me. I want to be more entwined with my character. I want to be more okay. Go on with your immersion part.
So you think that first person point of view is necessary for deep immersion?
Or even just like a bit closer, man. Just like a bit. It's I know that that's a certain type of video game that has its purpose. Is like I said, even with Red Dead. I mean, you can do first person with Red Dead, but I always do like this
Yeah.
right behind thing. You still feel like it's you looking through the eyes because you're seeing the back of the head, and you can look at your character and everything. But this is so like you feel. I feel so far removed, and then the cutscenes come, and your character's right there, and you look awesome, and the cutscenes are beautiful, but then it's like and it's like you're just far removed from it and you're just like watching things happen to your character even though you're in control. It's just like I don't know, the immersion part is like off, but again, I didn't play it for very long, so maybe the immersion would grow the more I got to know my character and learned how to play the game.
You like over the shoulder third person point of view and first person point of view. Those are
Hmm.
two ways that you feel that you're immersed in the game.
Hmm.
One of the advantages of the kind of top down isometric point of view in Diablo is that you can see the the dungeons and the buildings from a different perspective,
Hmm.
kind of like a holistic view of the layout of the land.
Yeah.
And that to me can um, make me appreciate the atmosphere
Hmm.
in unique from a unique perspective. You can do it in first person, but for looking sort of top down, you can see sort of the grass is laid out, this sort of mountain range, this dilapidated chapel, and your
Hmm.
character know this. So I kind of like that the farther away scope, so you can see how the parts relate to one another. If it's
Hmm.
raining and there's like fog and all these elements, I find immersion through kind of looking at the whole.
I just think I'm not used to it. And I didn't get used to it, but I feel like, of course, I would get used to it and it would be a different type of feeling.
We've played games so long, I know I'm playing a game. And I know that ones and zeros are behind all this. It's a program.
Hmm.
And when you do a fetch quest going from A to B and back to A or longer quest lines, it's just the same thing in every other game.
Yeah.
That thing you get might as well just be an abstract object. What I'm doing has no meaning. It's just following out these sort of bare rules.
Yeah.
And but to make those quests feel valuable and that you want to do them is the story element. And it seems like other gamers just want the loot or the benefit at the end,
Yeah.
the payoff, where for you and me, the loot drop, and these are what these games are about, can only take on, rich meaning if it's for an in-story purpose.
Quality, not just the quantity of stuff that you're getting. Like, oh, I get this and I look cool. I have this, I get this, I have a complete set. For what purpose?
Yeah. And ultimately the game doesn't go on forever. The ultimate purpose will be to beat this boss.
Hmm.
Right? You have to get really good loot and advance your character over the course of the game to finally test it against this boss. But then again, I want to beat that boss because I hate that boss. And if I don't defeat them, there'll be great costs.
Is Diablo like that? Like, did you think, do you think that Diablo 4 is like that enough for you?
Well, it helps to read the novels and beat the other games. So
Yeah. I can
Yes,
imagine.
it is doing that. I'm starting to feel immersed in that
Good.
what I'm doing has purpose.
What are the other good things, the pros about Diablo 4 that may really draw you in and makes you want to purchase it? Did you pre-order it?
Maybe.
So what, like, yeah, what aspect
Yeah,
sold
totally.
you on it all? Yeah.
The combat was fun and the skill system is simple enough, but also complex enough such that you can make a character that's unique to you. Now I know, like, compared to other games like Path of Exile, the skill system is not complicated at all. Like, it's pretty small. It's pretty limited. But for my purposes, it's enough. I think the skills that they have and how you can put them together in the combinations you can make has potential. I thought that the skill synergies have potential to be really good. So that's sort of another
Okay.
criticism, but it's hard to criticize a beta in a
Yeah,
way.
exactly.
Like, this is a problem now, but it's easily fixable. So I think the inventory is a bit too small. This is maybe highly contested that I think this because Diablo has always had small inventories. The gameplay idea is that you can't just take every piece of armor, go into a dungeon, and just switch it on the fly, depending
Mhm,
on the monsters you're fighting. You kind of have to plan ahead.
mhm.
And so that makes sense. But on the other hand, you want to pick up loot, and you can't pick up loot when your inventory is full.
Yep.
I mean, the purpose of the game, or one of the purposes of the game, is to get loot. I still think the Diablo 4 inventory is still a bit too small.
I'm asking for pros and you're
I
giving me
know, I'm
more
sorry, I
cons.
mixed them all up. I mixed them up, yeah. Well, I like the graphics.
Mhm.
But
Awesome.
I mean, yeah, I thought it was really immersive. I love I just love it's just small, but when you pick up items, it just sounds really good. It's like ching, ching. I really like it. It's totally like manipulative. I feel like a dolphin. It's like click, 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 boop, boop.
So sound
Um,
effects good. Sound effects are good.
I like the sound. I love the music, which is a bit more atmospheric than Diablo 3, where it
Mhm.
sounds like a soundtrack. So the Diablo 4, again, it has that nice atmospheric music. I like the sounds. I like the combat. I like the skills. I feel like, yeah, like I'm part of this sort of dark, decaying world. And the stories hooked me. Like, what is Lilith doing?
Yeah.
Is she going to be the bad guy, actual good guy, by the end?
Mm.
So yeah, definitely all those things: graphics, immersion, combat. I think it's really fun. And the drawbacks I mentioned could easily be fixed. I'm highly optimistic about it.
Okay. So I mean, I know your answer to this, but like this is something that we say in Not a Strong Start, is we say, are you gonna hit it or quit it? But we know you're gonna hit it because you pre-ordered it.
I've been thinking about it a lot. It's the betas were good and it's a fun game.
Good. I don't know yet how I feel about it. I want to give it another chance, and I am sorry that I waited so long because I just didn't know that they would like release a beta and then it would be out for 2 days and that's it. It's your only, and I'm like, okay. So I apologize for not playing it more. I apologize for being so tired the other night because I do want to play more, but I don't want to buy it right away. I
Well,
need to
that's
try it one more time.
but you're stuck because how are you going to try it now?
I know. This is my regret.
And this is the third beta.
I don't know if I'm gonna hit it or quit it. I'm
You're gonna have
still
to
up in
buy
the
it.
air with that. I okay. But I do wanna play it again, though. Like, I do wanna try it again. Like, it wasn't bad. Who would you recommend this game to? Like, why would you recommend this game, and who would you recommend it to?
Yeah, I would recommend it to people who like ARPGs. I mean, if you like action RPGs, I mean, it's really fun. It's really great. I would recommend it to people who like shoot and loot, people who like action and kind of a grim, dark art style. Just don't go into it expecting it's going to be a rich, full blown RPG because that's not what it is. So right
Mhm.
now, it's not like you can make choices in the game world that changes the game world thus far that I can see. And so that idea of playing a role, and you have the role that you play as a role in the world,
Hmm.
you don't really feel that. But that's kind of, I think, by design.
See, my advice would be this: don't be too afraid to try new video games or new things. Number two, listen to your brother sometimes. Maybe he knows what he's talking about when he's recommending things to you. I'm not gonna judge it too harshly because first of all, I didn't hate it at all. So just yeah, try yeah, that goes with my first one. Try new things because you never know, you might be surprised by them. And I'm glad I was like surprised by it and I am wanting a little bit more, but I'm not sure if I want more or just because that little taste was good enough. I don't know. We'll see. Have you played Diablo 4? Did you try it out? Did you try the betas? Did you like it? Is it your type of game? Are you nervous to try it because it's not, you know, like your normal type of game that you play? Let us know in the comments below.
And any thoughts you have on what causes you to feel immersed?
That is the most powerful feeling no matter what you're doing. Like video games, book, movies, songs, like anything you're doing for like entertainment or a hobby, it's like you want to feel so immersed and so part of it and it's so part of you and like what does that for you? We want to know. Thank you for watching another episode of Marie Plays It All. This was Relatively Geeking with my brother Rob talking about Diablo 4. You can watch more of our content on our YouTube channel, Not a Strong Start. You can follow us on IG and Twitter at Not a Strong Start. You can follow me on Instagram at Marie Plays It All. You can listen to us anywhere you listen to your podcasts. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share and comment and all that stuff. Never stop playing. Never stop trying new video games. And always listen to your brother.
I agree. Never burn your bamboo.
Never burn your bamboo, kids.